Let's now bring in AEI economic policy analyst and CNBC contributor James Pethokoukis into the conversation. Jimmy, you say this move by the government makes Intel look less like a trusted supplier and more like a political tool. What exactly does that mean?
Well, it means that the point of this company and the point of the original subsidies promised to Intel were that this would be a key component in creating more resilience for chip making, which is so important. So, that was the point. So if that's the point, then I'm not sure exactly what problem is this stake supposed to solve, other than the fact that the president likes the idea of it. He likes the idea of doing deals. He likes the idea, apparently, of taking. And if you go by what Eamon just said, there's a potential expansive list of companies that could be up for more of these kinds of deals. So I guess in the end, I'm just a little confused. Like, what problem is being solved here? I tend to think that actually you're creating new problems by creating companies which seem dependent on the government, which may have policy making now part of their politics, part of their policy making. I can see plenty of downsides. I just fail to see the upside.
Jimmy, what about the traditionally held, maybe a conventional wisdom around how conservatives or right-leaning thinkers and policymakers view governments taking financial stakes in private corporations? It doesn't sound especially capitalist, but the president did have a point. The stake was elevated in value based upon the stock moves that we saw, leading to perhaps a hypothetical paper gain for the U.S. government. How do you reconcile that if you are a conservative, feeling as though private companies should not have governments involved?
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly there is a strain of modern conservatism whose entire agenda is determined by whatever President Trump's particular idiosyncratic policy preferences are. Whatever those are, those get renamed conservatism. And as far as the sort of return on investment aspect which you mentioned, the return on this investment is supposed to be that Intel, with this funding, will be able to turn their business around and become a reliable, leading edge manufacturer of computer chips, and that'll be good for American national security. Like, that's supposed to be the return on investment. The fact that the stock went up because now the government, won't, maybe it's like, too Trumpy to fail, that, I guess, that's not supposed to be the goal here. Like, that's not the return on investment. The return on investment is what is the sort of the thesis behind this entire industrial policy, which is to make sure these are to expand U.S. domestic chip making operations. I think anything else is a distraction and leads to the sort of impulsive politicization of these companies.